Ha ha ha. Very funny. Very funny. If you're trying to make me laugh, you're not. What do you mean invalid or corrupt skin? My skin is exactly the way it's been for years. You're full of crap and you know it. You're full of lies. It is I, Menace Snowdecker. Welcome back to another YouTube video of BeyBlade Land. I don't know what that was about, but that was absolutely stupid. Invalid or corrupt skin. Go back to main menu. Ah, shut up. Anyways, I have been busy while I've been offline. I'm going to work on Five Nights at Minecraft again here shortly, but I keep bringing that up in the videos, but it's true. I want to get it done by October. It's one of the only things on my mind right now. But I've been busy. As you can see by the building design work, but we'll go to that in a moment. I modified my runway a little bit here. I'm going to change it up again later, probably 2, 3, maybe even 4 more times. Because as I said in the last video, I'm going to try to blend nature in here. And I realized, okay, well, if I put animals in here, they're just going to jump off over the stairs here. And then they're going to get on the roadway, and that's going to be an absolute nightmare to deal with. If you've been driving in your own time and you've actually seen what it's like on the road, it gets hectic because in the middle of the night, you cannot see animals on the road. It is a hazard. I literally got a family member that drove over a turtle once. Not intentionally, it was completely accidental. They had no idea the turtle was actually on the road. And furthermore, why was there a turtle on the road to begin with? What the heck? How does that even happen? You look at those kind of thoughts and you're just like, I don't know. That ain't right. That's not normal. So I put in, what is this, blackstone? Polished blackstone, okay. Polished blackstone brick wall. And it's going to make it really difficult for animals to jump over it. I mean, I can't even do it. And the stairs here just makes it even more difficult. So I thought that was pretty smart on my little behalf here. And I also came back in here, I modified the staircases a little bit. Changed up the tops a little bit, made it a little bit nicer. I'm still not satisfied with this design, and as it is right now, somebody could easily just break the system and jump over the wall, and I don't want that, so I'm definitely going to be changing these later. I'm just not sure how yet. I'll figure it out as I go. I'll probably use barrier blocks or something. But anyways, with that out of the way, my inventory is getting way too cramped. I gotta start getting some of this stuff out. That's only gonna happen if I start getting stuff done, which I am doing, just at a slower pace than I had hoped, or quicker, depending on your point of view. I don't even know how to begin with it. So the last time we started on the windows, punching that out, modifying it a bit, I went outside and I decided I did not like the way it looked. So I started tinkering around and I came up with this design. Don't worry, I didn't build them all. I still left a couple unfinished. So I can build that here so you can all see what it is I did as I'm replicating it further. And I also got to build these 3 as well. So that is something I need to do here. Also, I did manage to find a few killer bayfalls that were being sold at a cheap price. So I should have those in... Actually, I don't even know when. I'll look at that later. I'm in no rush. I got plenty of things left I can build before it even arrives to begin with. I also started trying to figure out what type of shaping I wanted for the outside design here. I wanted a framework to go around this because just windows, it's kind of bland. I mean, it still looks nice, but it could be better. And I want to put in some framework going in between the windows and around it with a bit of a curvature to make it feel more fancy. And I also did something nice here. This is another build project I'm going to do later. I made this shaped like a BeyBlade. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to write something on top of here. And I'm going to use banners. And that's going to create a little vibe in there. I also sealed off all these areas so no bees can actually get inside once I put beehives down someday, sometime, who knows when. They have exits and enter signs written on them. Still gotta fill the chests, but that's an easy task. I can get to that later. I'm not worried about that. It's just a tedious repetition work that nobody cares about doing. And for good reason. It's boring. I also made my library sections a little bit bigger. I haven't filled them, though. But again, I'm not worried about that. That's an easy task. I can do that later. I'm not completely 100% with this design here. I might switch it up later. I was just experimenting. I wanted to see what it would look like if I gave it almost like a ceiling tile. I was trying to decide if I wanted 2 spacing or 3 or more. I couldn't make up my mind, or if I did change that up, if I want it to be any different. I don't know fully yet, so I'm going to come back to that later. I also put a roof in here. Another thing I might change up later. Because I was thinking, what if I put a cross in here, or what if I made it an X pattern, because it is built around BeyBlade X. I mean, I literally use a BeyBlade X trophy made by somebody else who I do not know who it is. I would like to know who it is so I could actually credit them, but unfortunately I don't know, because it was on TikTok, and I don't have TikTok, and I'm never going to have TikTok, so I can't figure out who it was who made this trophy design that I copied. No, I did not copy a Minecraft build. I copied an image, an actual 3D print somebody made, and I don't know who it is, so I can't credit them. I can't put their name on the actual thing. So that bothers me a little bit. I decided I was going to add some waxed cut copper stairs to make it look a little bit nicer at the bottom. I mean, it does work a little bit. Wish I could do more. But in the meantime, let's build some windows! Yeah, let's add some accent features that nobody asked for. I'm trying to make this look as nice as possible. You know, it's kind of funny that I haven't actually built something in Minecraft physically this intricate in, what, like 3, 4? No. 2 to 3 years, give or take. Somewhere around there. Somewhere, anyways. Alright, let's start with this one, because this one will be the fastest to reproduce. I built this so many times, I almost have it all inside my head now. Just a quick look, just to make sure. Right, button. And I'll need that as well. This I don't need now. Or should I have kept that, because I might use it later? Fudge. Give me that. Fine. Okay. So the first thing I did was I had this in here. And that's not how this section looked. It actually looked like this. And although that was nice, it's not what I ended up coming up with in the end, because I didn't like how that looked in the end. So I changed it. I got rid of this one. I put one of those down. I flattened these out, and then I rounded them around the corner. And then I built it up, and I extended, thus creating a nice little spot here. Looks almost like a little bench. Then I built the pillars up, and just having pillars is fine. That does look nice. but I decided to add the buttons on it. It gave off more of a chiseled design for me. Like somebody actually sat here and actually tried to carve it all out. Then I extended these. I built it up. One of those down there. And voila. A nice, beautiful window. Kind of reminds me of a bird nest, actually. No, I'm not talking about one of the ones made out of sticks. I'm talking about one of the ones that was built inside of a mountainside. There's a certain species of bird, I forget which species it was, but they would build all their nest on this rocky mountainside. Or maybe it was dirt. I gotta watch more wild documentaries on animals. I really should. And now I gotta replicate all this, and I really don't want to. But I have to. This one is by far my most intricate. It doesn't look pretty up close, but when you look at it at a distance, the little buttons kind of feel like air that's rushing around a BeyBlade. Because I made the window to look like a BeyBlade. So from a distance, that actually does work for me. It's just when I get up close that it starts bothering me. Like that part bothered me, this section here bothered me. I was never fully content with how it all looked. But in the end I decided it was okay, so whatever. What if I put those there? I don't know. Whatever, I'm just gonna leave it the way it was. That's fine. Still bothers the crap out of me, but what else can I do here? Okay, because I have none of this copied anywhere else, this is going to take me a lot more time. So I'm just going to start with this section down here. That's the best I can literally do here. Okay, so we got 4 spacing in the middle, 2 on the side. Build it up. There we go. I do have that correct, yes? Then why am I seeing more red than I should be? Ah, it's because I filled that spot out. Okay, now it makes sense. That's why. So I replicate that, and I need to fill it all the way to the stone. That's where I messed up here. And now I gotta do that all the way around. This is literally what I was doing for I don't even know how many hours. I was flying around, going to each side, doing the exact same things. Repeatedly. Don't get me wrong, I love building in Minecraft. But it gets to a point, eventually, where you just start to drive yourself crazy. Because you look at the stuff that you started doing, and you know that you have to keep doing it in order to finish it, and sometimes you just don't want to. And why would you? It's boring, tedious work. It really is. But it's always that end result that makes everybody happy. I think it's also funny that I'm literally playing at max settings. No, I'm serious. My whole thing is... I don't know anybody else who could actually sit here and do this with my setup. I mean, the render distance, sure, that I can just change anytime I want to, and tick speed as well, but movement speed and everything else is literally at max, so all my stuff moves a lot quicker than everybody else's things. I enjoy it. They don't, I do. I'm just trying to focus on one section at a time so I don't overload my brain or get confused. I've seen plenty of creators who have built stuff in Minecraft who literally got lost in their own build. And then they would just wind up skipping stuff in their tutorials by accident. Mine's not a tutorial, mine's just me building for fun. I don't know if I'd ever have the patience for that, I really don't. Which is funny, because I literally played Stick War with a whole bunch of lag, and I still gotta go back to that eventually. Oh, hey, I mean, could you just imagine me going there, like, oh, hey, guys, today we're going to be building this giant build. First, you're going to need stairs. You're going to need attitude that cares. And a can-do attitude. Make sure you follow my tutorial completely. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And join me on Patreon and give me your money because I'm a greedy little scumbag and I need to pay for my noodles. God forbid, I gotta have my noodles, man. And you're going to take this block and you're going to stick it there. And you're going to take this rod and put it in there without a care. You know what I'm saying? Yeah? Yeah, okay, great. Yeah, you guys are doing great. Keep copying that build, man. No. Not a life for me. Okay, I got most of that right. I just skipped the buttons. And I'll come back to that eventually. Was that pillar or was that... Yeah, okay, that was pillar. Okay, good. I mean, just no, I could not. I could never. That would drive me crazy. Having to do that every single video. I mean, I've done some tutorials in the past, but I only do it when I want to, and even then I sometimes make mistakes. Like, there was a time I was making a quadruple Nerf magazine, and I don't know if I made this mistake in the double or I made it in the quadruple video, but I grabbed a Nerf gun that literally was not designed to do what I did, and I just made a mistake in here. I don't know where, but I know I did. Probably the pillar. Yes, I was right. At least I'm brave enough to admit I was wrong. You gotta give me that much. It's amazing how chill it can be. How relaxing it can be. And also how hectic it can feel. Just trying to build stuff in Minecraft. Okay, there. Good. And these ones had buttons, yes? That is what I did? If I'm right, then that saves me time. If not, I gotta come back and delete it, but either way, that's fine. If all you ever do is put the pencil to the paper and never move the pencil, are you really drawing on the paper? No. And huzzah, I was right. That was good. That paid off. Okay, so now I gotta build that section. Pillars go up. Everything's just one small step at a time. You know, this kind of reminds me of Minecraft Dungeons a little bit. It looks like this is a giant jaw, and these red sections are just eyeballs staring at me of one of their giants. I'm probably the only one that's getting that vibe from it. This is such a boring process. I just want to stand still right now, and I can't. I have to fly around. I have to do this. It's boring. Hey, look at the bright side. At least I'm not one of those creators that tells you to not build something one way, but build this way instead, which is just a really dumber way of building it in the first place. I cannot tell you how many of those videos I see posted on Facebook and Instagram. Very annoying. Stop building your builds like this. Build this instead. Build something that literally takes way more time and is way more complicated and does the exact same job. Oh, sure, I'll totally complicate my life. Thank you so much for the advice. You're so helpful. Okay, I know I got that one right. But I forgot a step here. What was it? I know I needed these. Oh, okay, that's why I got confused. I had to branch it out first. That makes sense. Yeah, we do that. And then this. I did seal off that bottom section, correct? Yes, yes I did. Okay. And there we go! We got another window done. I just have two more I gotta make now. Did I do all that correctly? Sweet. Okay, awesome. That's great. That's fantastic. I should not have used that word. Now my brain just went back to plasma burst. I'm literally thinking of proxy right now. I love Plasma Burst. That is a good game. My childhood defined. Wonderful game. At least to me it is. For once, can I just keep my brain on one topic and just keep it there for a whole day? That would be wonderful if I could actually do that. Well, I guess the brain's meant to be spontaneous. Hold as many memories as possible, so I guess that's just my life. I have no choice but to live with it. There we go. Done. Another step complete. I'll come back to that later. I want to do this one real quick. I forgot to mention I raised up the height a little bit because I realized that I still had the ceiling here, and I didn't want this as a floor, so I was going to build on top of it, and I never did that, ever. So before I do anything here... Whoop! Too far. I need to build around, and then I need to get a pen, because I just realized I don't have one. I'm going to need that for the fill command. I miss it when builds were this peaceful for me. Just me relaxing, having a good time, building stuff normally. Honestly, building in Minecraft is supposed to be fun anyways. It's not supposed to be hectic. It was just building those BeyBlades. Alright, those giant BeyBlades, just building those really stresses me out a little bit. Because I try so hard to do a good job, and then I looked back at Dran, and I realized I botched up a middle section that I cannot undo. I mean, I could, but I gotta take the whole thing apart and replace the whole middle, which is kind of tedious and stupid. And then I thought downsizing it 2 blocks would be fine if I did that for Tyranno Beat on the face bolt, and it turned out to be an absolute fiasco. I mean, some people still did like it. I was happy to see that. I'm glad you did enjoy it. But me, I hated that. I hated how badly I messed up on that. Just thinking that decreasing it by 2 blocks would be any better. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, so that's the area I want to be on for this first one. I need a pen, so give me a moment. Okay, now the boring process of fill command. Something not everybody enjoys, and for good reason. You gotta physically write it down repeatedly. Once I get this written down, I'll decide what type of block I want to use. It's such a boring process, but it does speed up the building a whole bunch. I mean, would you rather sit here for a few hours building a whole floor, or would you rather just spend a couple minutes? I don't know about you, but I'd rather spend a couple minutes. I know there's a world edit, but I don't have that. I know there's also a fast build process that lets you build stuff just like this very quickly in a matter of seconds. But again, I don't have that. I'm on Bedrock. I'm not using Java. So I know Java does have that. I looked at it once upon a time. But even if I did download it, unfortunately, my computer does not support it. They had this little flywheel design for it that was really cool and really high-tech. The problem is my computer does not support the flywheel design. So even if I did download it off of CurseForge, I can't even use it, which is a bit of a bummer. Honestly, it really stinks. So, I just use what I have, and I can make do with this, even though it's not, per se, everything I hoped or imagined. Or would want. But again, I can work with this. So, in case you're just tuning in now with this video and haven't seen the others, I mean, I personally think this should be common knowledge at this point, but not everybody knows this, so I might as well just cover it. The /fill command is highly useful. It allows you to fill in entire sections up to a limit of a certain number of blocks. However, you need to have the rendering distance around so you can actually see the things around you, so you can actually cover it, which I did make a mistake in a previous video. I thought I was in a good position to put it down. I was not. That was my fault. And you also got to make sure you get the coordinates exactly right. Even a single mispress could throw you back quite a little bit. And you gotta sit there and fix it all. And I already made a bunch of errors just trying to put this down the first time around. Well, not this area. It was the ceiling and the walls around it. Not to mention the floor. It was pretty funny, but it was also humiliating. You just look at that and you just think, I can't believe I made that mistake. I'm better than this. Yes, you are. So why do you suck? I don't know. I don't know why I messed up. I mean, I do know why, but I'm not going to admit it. Even though I should. Alright, that should be the last one I need here for now. Okay, what do I want for a floor? I used those last time, deep slate tiles. But I want to try something a little bit different for the next one. Besides, I got to punch it out later, put in an elevator. So it'd be nice to have a different floor design up here. Prismarine reminds me of a roof, so I'm not going to use that. Dark Prismarine reminds me of a kitchen tile, so I'll pass. What do you got? Puts down faces. Nah, I'll pass. No thanks. Maybe carpet? That'd be nice. Actually, I could actually work with that if I did that. Okay, I made up my mind. I know what I want now. Oh yeah, right. Let me just... It should be fine if I'm in this position, I think. Here's to hoping I do all this right the first time and I don't make mistakes like I did last time. That's all this is just repetition. There you are. That's the one I want. Down there. Blue wool. Huzzah! I got it correct the first time around. I did not make a single error. Beautiful. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Alright, that's one down. 3 to go. Like I said, you could sit here and spend hours doing all this, or you could just do this. I'm not a very fast typer. And the fact that I had my finger cut a few days ago doesn't help me either. No, I'm serious. This whole finger right here, I don't know if you can see it on camera. Kind of. This section right in here, I had a knife go right through my hand. I was trying to cut some plastic open. and my knife skipped on the plastic. Went right through my hand. After 2 days, it has managed to seal, and it is healing. The fact that I don't smoke, vape, chew, dip, or do any of that bad stuff. And I actually try to keep my body relatively clean of toxins. It is helping me heal. But I still need a little bit more time. So I gotta be very gentle with my hand right now. Beautiful. Perfect. Just double checking. No errors. No nothing. Lovely. That's nice. Yeah, it's gonna rain again soon and all my carpet will become moist. But I'll be fine. It'll be fine. It won't be that bad. I hope. I think. Just a tedious process is all it is. Okay, good. I was just double checking. I felt like I made an error, but I wasn't certain. Beautiful. And one more time and we will be done with this section. I used to do this a lot, so I could never forget this process, but I do gotta refresh up on it every single time I go to do it again when I haven't done it for a while, because it is a little bit tricky. And if you don't remember it fully, you end up getting pretty confused pretty quickly. I just had to refresh because I hadn't done it in a few years, but after the refresh, as you can see, I still got it. Okay, don't need that now. For a while. This is lovely. We got the windows done and I got carpet done all in the same video. This is a good day. Now let's see. Could I possibly get that done too? I'm not going to need these now. So that clears out my inventory a bit. That was for the roof. I'll probably have to pull those out again later for the interior, but for now, I don't need any of that. And that is wonderful. That clears out my inventory big time. It's still a mess, but that's okay. Because it's a lot more empty now. I'm not going to need those now either. Or that. Just trying to think, is there anything else here? That. These I'll need for the outside, so those I'll keep for now. That's for lighting. I'm going to come back and do more of that later. Just none of that right now. You know, why do I have bedrock in here? Was I using that at all? Oh, yeah, I remember now. Okay. I punched through the grass a little bit too far at one point when I was by the BeyBlades. And I punched through the world accidentally, so I had to put some more bedrock down. There we go. It's not organized, but it's a lot cleaner. Got 5 minutes. What am I going to do in 5 minutes? Nothing, that's what. I guess I can set up for the next video for next week. But I'm not going to get to do it here. At least not right now. Sadly. I just threw the chests away. You know, I actually might not need it. I'll need this. Where? No, it's in here, right? Yes. I'll need these. It doesn't make any sense right now, but it will in the next video. I'm not going to need all these. I'm just going to need a couple of them, most likely. You'll see. You'll see what I'm doing next time. Don't you worry. If you're a pro builder or you've actually been around as much as I have, you already know what I'm going to be doing here after looking at these items. That you have a very good guess of what I'm going to be doing. Just so I have the space, I'm going to go and just dump all this in here. There. No, not that. Thank you. This is a good day. I got a whole lot done in here. I don't know if you all heard that or not, but that was weird. Spooky sound. But this is lovely. Look at all my beautiful carpet. I'm liking how this is turning out. This part bothers me a little bit, the little white showing through. But I'll try to balance that out later. Not in the next video, not in the one after that. Who knows when, but definitely sometime, someday. I got a whole bunch of different plans of what I might do in here. All of which I haven't decided upon, many of which I am considering. But everything I have put down so far is definite. All of this is going to be staying. I have all these little spaces and nooks and crannies in here that I could definitely utilize and work with in many different ways. But for now, it is the end of this video. So thank you everybody so much for watching. If you liked the video, then give it a like. If you want to see more, then please subscribe. And like always, this is Menace Snowdecker signing off. And I shall see you next time. So bye-bye. Have a great day, everybody. Don't forget to smile, because remember, a smile a day goes a long way. I hope to see you all back here again soon. Hey, one more thing before you go. Could you please check out the links in the description below, give them a follow, and join the Discord server as well. Recommend some more BeyBlades for me to build further down the line. Yeah? Yeah, okay, great. Thanks. Bye!